Make your way in, make your way in. We are open for business yet again on the pre-show chill stream. Kick back, put your feet up, crack open a cool one, and we are going to just chat. We're just going to chat and chill out before the main show. And we're going to take a look at maybe signs in the heavens. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. 21st of December. Why does this ring a bell? It's like deja vu. Maybe it's just a glitch in the Matrix. There we go. There we go. So is anyone else getting an echo? Is it an echo? Are we hearing two Kevs? Is Dave? Sounds fine here. Said you almost confused me. Rorschach? Big shout out to you. Lewis, Jules, Polly, good to see you. I know, man. You sometimes can't make the main show, so I try my hardest to get on every day now. Everyone in different time zones, so many people to think about, you know. I'm telling you, we're trying to do it. We're uploading more videos to the main channel. BitChute is flying. Well, it's not flying. I've got about 10 subscribers. We've got, what, 20 odd people in here. I tell you, it's all going on. All going on. No echo. It's your end, Sid. It's your ears, man. It's your ears. That's what it is. Definitely your ears. Hopefully it's not the music. Wait till I check just to make sure. That might have something on it. Yep, they've gone and updated everything again, folks. They might just have played shenanigans with a little bit of the music going on. Checked it there. I think we're all right. I think we're good. I think we're good. But yeah, I've uploaded the Mary Decina show, who first mentioned the other night this thing called the Great Mutation, or as astronomers and astrologers call it, the Great Conjunction. Signs in the heavens. I love this kind of thing. We're going to take a look at that in just a moment. We've also uploaded Malaya, her show, to the Kev Baker Show channel as well. I think that show and the Mary show, they go hand in hand together. I'm going to be getting Luna to join Malaya one day soon as well. We've got Nacy coming on the show tonight. I tell you, it's all going on. And I am looking forward to having Neil Sanders on the show on the 10th of December. If there's one show you try your hardest to try and catch live and make sure you hear it, I would definitely mark the 10th of December in your calendar, especially, not that it's confined to the UK, but it's especially relevant to the UK and the rest of the world. But you really need to know what's going on, who's pulling your strings, and just what it is you may be posting. And when you are posting on Facebook, whatever it may be, or on Twitter, anything, any storyline, any conspiracy you're following, it's always interesting when you follow the breadcrumbs, follow the connections, and we're going to show where it all leads on the 10th. And it ain't good. That's why I want you all to be sure to tune into that. It's going to make you think about things a whole lot differently. And that's what it's all about, right? Because I don't tell you what to think. I merely encourage you to think for yourself. And this is going to really answer that question of, are your thoughts your own? Are the things that you've been sharing around and the things that you stand vehemently behind, are they really things that are organic? And are they really anti whatever it may be? Establishment, whatever? Telling you, that's going to be a good one. It's going to be a real good one. We do everything here on the abnormal, paranormal, crazy show. Here on YouTube, TFR. We've got a Twitch channel that I barely use. But Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out in, what, 8 days? And I must say, I've been waiting to see this game for years. Now, I'm pretty bogus when it comes to gaming, so it'll be a comedy gaming experience that we have with Cyberpunk. We can all laugh at me. Sid will probably have a great laugh at me, but I'm looking forward to that. And that's going to bring us something new again. Something where we can pull up the hammock. Or do you, like, fold out a hammock? You string up the hammock, right? Got to get the language right for Speculation Island. And then you can just put your feet up. And Karen, me and Anne were in absolute awe of what is your Christmas postcard. It looks like a Christmas card, only it's like where Karen lives. A big shout out to Mr. Gherkin for getting the kind of major mission. It looks like it's underway outside that cabin to get it ready for Christmas. Talking of major missions getting ready for Christmas, there's a real crazy rumour going around this house today. There's a crazy rumour going around this house that we might be cracking open the Christmas tree. Shh. Might be fake news. I don't know. Yeah, I felt the eyes. You know that feeling I talk about when you're like in the presence of a Bigfoot or something that threatens your safety? Kind of got that feeling there on the back of my neck. Ooh. Yep. Probably if there's a shoe incoming in the next couple of minutes, we're in trouble. But listen, I got you here under the false pretenses of talking about something in the sky. I'm joking. It wasn't false pretenses. It is what it says on the tin. And I think, we're probably becoming a lot less popular around here. I don't know what I've done, but the streams are definitely getting quieter. You savages that keep coming here, I'm telling you, that's Charlie Robinson. I'm definitely stealing his name for you hardcore KBS followers. And we're going to be bringing somebody maybe onto the stream to hang out, goof off with pretty soon. His name is Steve Cambion. Now, I was over on his channel last night. I've been watching a lot of his content. Quite like the guy. Don't agree with everything he says, but I think he's funny. And he really takes some of the grifters to task. And this topic that we're going to be talking about today, the Great Conjunction, I can only... In fact, I dare not imagine how many people are really making more of what's going to be happening in the heavens later on this month than probably needs to be done. Things like this tend to get overhyped. They're easy to grift on the back of. We're just going to talk about it. I'm not going to promote some GoFundMe campaign so I can, buy the latest telescope and take you closer to the story. And I don't have any unnamed whistleblowers from telescope kind of centers, or what would you call that? You know what I'm talking about. I don't have any whistleblowers. That's what I'm trying to say. So Steve Cambion, he calls out a lot of these people, a lot of the same people I call out. What are you laughing at? An observatory. That's what I was thinking of, a bloody observatory. Shh, been a strange couple of days, folks, I'm telling you. There's been glitches in my matrix. But let me take you over here, just real quickly, right? That's Dave's channel. Dave, right, here's the thing, right? I think Dave has KBS too. This is Dave's kind of domain over here. Too soon to use the word domain. This is Dave's domain over here. And Kev, the other guy that built up the channel, he has got the main channel going again. You see, you get a truly multiple personality experience here. And I think somebody who'll fit well with my madness is this dude here, Steve Cambion. There he is. I mean, come on, he looks like a cool dude, right? And he is a cool dude. And it was Sid Vitch and Lee Veltman that first put me onto this guy. And he mentioned me on his show last night, and I think he thought I wouldn't give him a shout out. And I don't know what it is. When I go into streams, it's like people, they must think I've got a bigger show, or I'm more important than who I am. You know I'm just Goofy Kev. And this whole getting shout outs, it's not my bag. But he was doing it last night, and I don't know where he got this idea from. But he seems to think that my channel is full of people that channel aliens. Now, don't get me wrong, I've had on the odd person that talks about their experience of channeling aliens, but I don't think it would be fair to kind of label the channel a channeling channel. So many channels in the one word. But yeah, like I said to Steve last night on his in his chat, I said, I'll come and hang with you, man. It says we don't have to agree on everything, but we agree on a lot more than I think Stephen appreciates. Because I see pretty much the world the same way he does now. And by that, I mean, both me and Stephen and many other people out there, we love UFOs. But it becomes tedious to go and look for UFO evidence on social media and YouTube, right? Why? Because you have to wade through all the CGIs, all the lens flares, all the grifters, all the hoaxers. And even then, when you find something that might be genuine, is it really worth all that time? For me, not anymore. And so many subjects have become like that. I love secret space. I love the idea of it. Do I think there's something there? I do. I really do. But does that mean I go around listening to all the people that claim to be coming from these operations and programs and secret missions? I tend not to believe that. You know, you could look at two whistleblowers, two that I can think of. There's Bradley / Chelsea Manning, and there's Julian Assange. Julian Assange, not even so much a whistleblower, just a publisher of whistleblowers' material. You see how they treated them? You didn't see them going on some crazy world tour of YouTube. Neither of them went near Project Camelot. Camelot. You see, there's things, look, there's a way things happen, all right? There's a way things happen. And I'm sure there are secret astronauts out there or people that have been a part of a secret space program. But these people would have been finally selected, that they would have been well vetted, not the type of people that are going to give up secrets in the future. You could argue many mind controlled and they would be made to forget anything they've been a part of. But unfortunately, I think it's the kind of job that, you know, you kind of get taken out of it. You only leave it when you leave this physical spacesuit. Once you're a part of that, you're a part of it. Or does that mean that maybe from time to time these people might come forward with 50% truth? Well, that's cool, but you've always got to watch for that 50% misinfo and disinfo and then ask yourself, what's the agenda here? So that's put me off looking at secret space stuff. It has. But I'm really glad I've got people like Luna, Kevin that's coming on tonight. He has a keen interest in the night sky, the moon, all that stuff. Mary that was on the other night. Malaya, so many other people that will have something to say about this right here. And this is why we're here today, folks. We finally got there. This here. All right, I better bring that up on the screen, right? This here is what we're calling the Great Conjunction, or the Great Mutation, as Mary so brilliantly called it the other night. I love it. I'm going to stick with the Great Mutation. I remember the Mayans back in the day, and Malaya was talking about how that date was kind of off. When she was on the show the other night, they were talking about, or we were talking about, we had assigned the date from our Gregorian calendar of the 21st of December 2012 to the end of the Mayan cycle. Well, we've got a 21st of December thing coming up here again, folks. Were the Mayans 8 years off? No, the Mayans weren't off at all. Our interpretations may well have been 8 years off. I'm sure Malaya and Luna and all the people in the chat room are shouting stuff at me right now. But let me get through this little article to bring y'all up to speed. You like I done that, y'all. You see me getting a bit of like, I don't know what part of America they say y'all from, but we're there. I throw in the odd bit of Australian. It's only fair, folks. I'm like multilingual. Yes, I am. Ooh la la. I can even speak French. Oh. Oh, see the great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. December 21st, 2020. Oh my word. Oh my word. So, on December 21st, 2020, the closest giant planetary kiss since 1623, pretty profound then, I'd say. We'll see gas giant planets Jupiter and Saturn just 0.06 degrees apart. Here's everything you need to know. Wouldn't it have been cool if it was 007? We could have called it the Great Bond or something, the Great Bonding. Conjunction, bond, hey. Leave it with me, right? What am I talking about? If you think 2020 has already been a year of Jupiter and Saturn, Get ready for their spectacular finale. Now, our solar system's two giant or gas giant planets have been edging closer in recent months. And on Monday, the 21st of December, 2020, Jupiter and Saturn will be less than a degree apart in the night sky. The Great Conjunction of 2020 will be visible from across the world. Here's everything you need to know about how this extra special celestial, or about how to see this extra special celestial event. An observatory, my friends. You know those places where they have telescopes. Anyone that forgets that word must be a bit of a douche. But for more advice about picking out detail on the gas giants with a telescope, read our guide on how to observe Jupiter and Saturn. And the Great Conjunction isn't the only one happening in December. Read our best guide, or our guide to the best conjunctions in the sky. And you can see this all going on here. That's a computer-generated view of Jupiter and Saturn as they will appear in the night sky over the southwest of England on the 21st of December 2020. They'll be so close, they'll appear as a single bright star. This view is looking towards the southwest at about 5 p.m. That is crazy, right? Crazy. Then you've got this one directly above it. Whatever one that is. Sid, you can always plug your channel, brother. Go for it, dude. I meant to put out Steven's link. Sorry, brother. I'll come back and get it though. And yeah, I do recommend Truth Seekers Steven's channel. Like I say, it's probably not all the stuff I would agree with, but I think he's a good dude. I get a good vibe. He's funny, and he takes some of these characters to task, and he's funny doing it. And it's good to kick back and chill out with some of the people in the chat room. It's a good chat room. Like you are here, folks. It's a good vibe in there. So it says, why will Jupiter and Saturn be so close? Jupiter and Saturn won't really be close to each other at all. In fact, on that date, which also just happens to be the date of the December solstice, oh my word, we're talking about wooberry pies with like, deep, deep high strangeness sauce on the side, right? You can think of all the ooga booga stuff that's going to be going on that night. There'll be covens that are doing things here, there, everywhere, and hey, for every bad coven, there's a good coven. Everyone loves a good witch. Everyone loves a nice witch, right? But just me? Okay then. So, I wonder what Hillary Clinton will be doing that night. I'm only joking. In fact, on that date, we got that. Saturn will be about twice as far from Earth as Jupiter will be. However, our line of sight from Earth will suggest otherwise, as we all get to witness clear skies allowed. Not going to happen in Glasgow then. Yep. The closest planetary conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn that most of us are ever going to see. Well, I would imagine if the last one was like near enough 400 years ago. I mean, I don't know how long until the next one, but I think you can safely say none of us are going to see it, right? And I would safely put my money on at least everyone here not having seen the past one. Now, I was careful there. Do I think there's some very ancient, creepy type entities that roam in between this world and the next? Yes. And I think they're ancient. I think they're thousands of years old, and I think they crawled out of hell. But that's for another stream altogether. Anywho, back to this. Saturn and Jupiter appear to pass close to each other, as seen from Earth, every 20 years. And when they do, we call it a great conjunction. It seems a bit... Yeah, I mean, this one, the very special one, it seems almost like downplaying it. To just call it another great conjunction this year. The Great Mutation. I like that. We're going to go with that. The last one occurred on 28th of May 2000. Now, wasn't the world a far simpler place back then? Can you remember back to then what you were doing in the year 2000? Can you? I can. Just can't remember what I was doing at the beginning of the week, but I can remember that time. I remember what I was doing on that night, actually. No, I don't. But was almost impossible to view because it occurred while the two planets were just 14.9 degrees west of the sun from our point of view. So the spectacle was largely lost in the sun's glare. And of course, the solar cycle right now, the sunspots, they're all kicking off again, folks. Going to be stuff we can have a look at over time. So how rare is it? Historically speaking, this is more than just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. All right then. So the last time Jupiter and Saturn were this close was on the holy shimoly. Holy crap. The last time that this happened was on the 16th of July, 1623. Now that's a holy crap moment for yours truly here, because you know what the 16th of July happens to be? It's that day when I complete a lap of the sun. That's my bloody birthday, not back in 1623. Admittedly, I wasn't celebrating any birthdays then. I wasn't even an idea in anyone at that point. But that's pretty cool, right? That kind of weirded me out. Although that occurred just 13 degrees east of the sun, so it's almost certain that nobody saw it through the telescope that had recently been invented. Now, the last time a great conjunction occurred that was easy to see as this year's was on March the 4th, 1226. Though on the 19th of February 1961, the two planets were a mere 0.14 degrees apart, while 34.9 west of the sun. So what causes it? Well, I would imagine it's on their orbits when they kind of line up. Hey, I'm just saying, Jupiter and Saturn are in conjunction every 19.85 Earth years. Since Jupiter takes 11.86 years to orbit the sun, and Saturn takes 29.4 years, every 19.85 years they appear to pass each other in the night sky, like strangers passing in the night. What you're actually watching during a great conjunction is Jupiter catching up on and overtaking the slower moving Saturn. Though each successive great conjunction takes place around 117 degrees apart in the sky, the planet's orbital resonance is such that each conjunction returns to the same part of the sky roughly every 800 years. All random. All just random, folks. You know, all these numbers just playing out like that. All random. Simulation. Anyone ever played No Man's Sky? You should. Maybe we're already in it. In fact, a virtually identical conjunction to that one will occur on December the 21st, 2020. It happened 796 years ago. Now, that was the last time a great conjunction occurred that was as easy to see as December's will be. There we have it there. There's all the different kind of where it was. It's pretty cool, actually. 2020, so it's going to be happening in the house of Capricorn. Am I right? Am I right? That sounds pretty cool. That sounded like I knew what I was talking about. Jupiter meets Saturn every 20 years. Conjunctions of the two are about 2/3 of the way along the orbits. Blah blah. So, where do we look for it? This is now we're getting into the meat of it. The main event will have Jupiter and Saturn separated by a mere 0.6 degrees. That's a 6 seconds of arc at 13:30 Universal Time on Monday the 21st of December 2020. Oh, bloody Nora. That's 13:30 GMT. So during daylight hours in the UK, I might be a bit scuppered to see this. I might just have to imagine I seen this. Sunset will take place at 15:53 in London. It'll get dark a lot earlier up here in Glasgow. It was dark today about 3:30. Because even Anne mentioned that. 16:06 in Cardiff, Belfast 15:39 in Edinburgh. Yeah, that's about, we're all in the same kind of place. But 45 minutes after sunset, observers should look 10 degrees above the southwest horizon to see Jupiter and Saturn shining almost as one. That's going to be pretty cool. Think of them. There must be some energies. There's got to be something. As above, so below. Just because I don't understand how these things work, there is something to it. There definitely is. What it all means, that's why we're lucky to be building up a good team of people that can explain this from different perspectives as well, you know. So it says, although the moment of closest conjunction is the highlight, try observing the narrowing separation of Jupiter and Saturn in the weeks before December the 21st. They will begin in the month 2.1 degrees apart, and we have it up here, December the 1st. So we're on the second today, but that's how they would have looked last night. You can see that there. They're getting close. They're getting close. It's like they're in some kind of death spiral, isn't it? Looks like DNA. If you cross that over, the double helix. It's above, so below. I'm just playing now. I'm just trying to sound like one of these new age gurus. Now, let me just emphasize what I'm saying there, because it sounds like I'm having fun. I am having fun at the ones that try to tell you what they're talking about, but in the end of the day, they're no more clever about this stuff than I am. But they sound like they know the thing, right? They've usually got the chicken foot on, and they'll have a dream catcher up here or something, and they'll be yodeling at you, and woo! I tell you, hey, have at it, but do they really know what they're talking about? Or do we need somebody like Mary, Luna, Malaya, these people to come in and really share what's going on? You see what I'm saying? So, when and where you observe from will be critical. You need to be at an observing site that has a nice westward view without trees or buildings blocking the horizon. What an absolute genius. I am so happy they went to the Dorset-based genius astronomer Bob Mizzen. Who would have known? I mean, I would have been wondering why I couldn't see it if I was staring at the building across the road. Thanks for that, Bob. Bob, and you had... Bob saved the day, right? Bob. Cheers for that, Bob. The planets will be sinking all the time. So time it carefully, he says. It's like some military operation you're going on. The two planets will have sunk in the southwest by 1820. They've sunk? Go and pull them out. What did they sink into? We need our Saturn and Jupiter back, dude. But aim to look from 1630 when the spectacle will become visible while being at its highest in the sky. The great solstice conjunction, blah, blah, ooh, ah. And rabbits will turn into men. That would be scary as hell, right? Unicorns might ride that day, Sid. Will take place just within the boundaries of the constellation of Capricorn, while all 50% illuminated first quarter moon shines high in the south. You know what? I'm really glad I've got Kevin on tonight. Naysay. I am going to get Kevin to give us his take on the booga booga great conjunction. I'm sorry, I know. Look, I actually am excited about this date. I know I'm having a laugh and a joke. It's just I'm in a silly mood today. Yesterday was a bit weird. Well, I explain why yesterday turned out a bit weird, right? Remember that story we done where it was talking about how they were going to send people back to the moon? Send remains up there, and you'd be able to look up in the night sky from anywhere in the world, and you'd know that Uncle Bob, Bob, not that Bob, I don't wish any harm on Bob the astronomer, from Dorset, genius guy, not him, but Uncle Bob. Remember that story? And it was like, just talking nonchalantly about how these space memorials had been taking place since 1998. This is going to be like the 18th time that they've like jettisoned remains into orbit up to the moon. And I don't know, but I've checked with a couple of people now, my mom. It says, is it just me or like something glitched here? It's like, I didn't realize since before 2000, like over 22 years, we've been like having ceremonies for people that have passed in space, to the point where there's multiple companies that you can go to and they'll just jettison you up. I spoke to a good friend Nancy about it last night as well. Is this like, do you know about this? And we agreed we're both a couple of geeks, and that's the kind of thing that It's a bit morbid and stuff, but it's also, it's kind of sci-fi age, right? It's kind of cool in a macabre kind of way. I mean, it's something different. But we both agree that it kind of weirds us out to find out that this has been a thing for a long time and really nobody knows about it. But it seems that a lot of people know about it if it's become a business. I just think it's a bit weird. I call it like a glitch. I'm not saying it's truly like a Mandela or anything like that. I mean, there's some stuff in the world that, funnily enough, the Kev Baker show doesn't know. And maybe space funerals was one of them. But it's weird to find out that space, it's stagnated for decades. You know, Muskie boy, my man, he's got his rockets going and things like that. But this has been doing this for like decades. Sending DNA up there. And it's like we're trying to pre-haunt the moon before we put a base up there. We want to make sure we get the ghosts there first, right? I don't know. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird, folks. But let me get a drink of coffee and I'll be right back with you. There we go. There we go. There we go. We're back. And I'll need to get going soon because I need to go and get Kev. I hope I'm getting Kevin, or else there's going to be major issues ahead on a show that I haven't really planned for. But that's okay. It's okay. These things can be overcome. Improvise, adapt, and overcome, folks. And I promise I'm not going to get dark like I did last night. Damn, that was pessimistic. Tonight's all optimistic from Kev. And I'm looking forward to the great conjunction, the great mutation, the great coming together of our gas giants. When two gas giants meet in the room, it's usually never pretty, and it usually smells pretty bad. But I'm led to believe by Bob. Bob in Dorset has told me there'll be no smell in the night sky that night. It's not that kind of gas giant. We're all good. We're good to go. If it wasn't for Bob, nobody would know. So, separating Jupiter from... I'm sorry, Bob. I have no idea who you are. I bet you're a banging guy. Probably get on with you really well if I'd met you randomly. I just, for some reason, Dave has decided to latch upon you today, Bob. And he's making you like his, I don't know, his shtick. I don't know what's happening. Also, bear in mind that the planets' position relative to each other and their apparent brightness. Jupiter will be below Saturn in the southwest in the days leading up to the Great Conjunction, just to its lower left on the night, and above it thereafter. While Jupiter shines at a magnitude of, well, I'll have my lume levels, I'll be taking illumination levels that night. Yeah, I suppose you wouldn't do it with licking your finger, but you could close your eye, I suppose. That's a 1.97 we've got there. During the event, Saturn will be far less bright at magnitude 0.63. And you get these apps now as well, augmented reality apps, where you can just hold it up to the night sky. It's a whole lot easier than looking at like the shine of things and the angle of things. The angle of the dangle is perpendicular to the peculiar. Yes, indeed. So what you do is you get one of those apps and you look up at the sky and it'll show you. It'll show you all these wonderful things. Makes you wonder, did cavemen have that back in the day? Do you think the Dogon had an app on their phone that showed them Sirius A, B, and all the kind of things that we only found out about in the 50s? Just saying. When is the next conjunction? Oh, lordy. It may have been a long wait for the event on December 21st, or it may have been a long wait by 2040, but it's a short time on a cosmic scale until the next conjunction this close. Good news is Jupiter and Saturn will once again shine at 006 degrees apart in the pre-dawn sky, while 45.3 degrees from the sun in Sagittarius, so significantly higher up in a darker sky. That's bad news. 15th of February, 2080. Now, by my calculations, that would make me a very old and crusty man. And I don't think I'll be here to see that unless Elon is very nice and he allows me to become a guinea pig and I upload myself to the cloud. It's an option. That's going to be an option very, very soon. Hey, don't knock it till you've tried it. Digital lives matter, all right? They do. They do. But that being said, I really ought to go now and check to see if Kevin is joining me today. Hopefully, if Naysay's in the chat out there, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know. We ended up with 60 bodies here. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. A lot of jokes about Bob. Yeah, usually going swimming. I knew somebody would go there. I knew somebody would go there. And don't forget, if you like a bit of space woo and some straight talking and some fun, go and check out your man Cambion, Stephen Cambion. Truth Seekers. I must admit, when Sid first put me on this channel, I thought, what on earth? What's going on here? I tell you what, I actually really, really like the dude, like the channel. He thinks we disagree on a whole lot more than we actually do. I'm going to head over there, or he's going to head over here sometime. We'll chill out. And we'll take some of these less scrupulous characters to task. He's a colourful man like myself. It could get a bit boisterous in here. I'll need to probably double think that one if we want to remain monetized in any way, shape, or form. But hey, there's other places to do these things. We can make it happen. Build it and they will come, as they say. And don't forget, if there's anyone here who isn't a member, I think we've got all our members here. But if you're not, and you fancy a lot more of this craziness that we tend to peddle in here, we leave politics at the door. We leave all the stressful stuff out there. And this is like our safe woo space. Yes, indeed. And I'm also thinking about KBS Ghosts and Monsters. I want to do something similar to what the Paranormal Portal does late at night. Just an hour or so maybe, of just coming on and reading out some of your stories, some ghost stories, something weird, something mysterious, something extra, just something extra, something, just add to the arsenal of stuff that we're delivering here on KBS, thanks to that guy Kev and this guy Dave. So with that said, I'm going to get the other Kev. That's going to really confuse people. And I am going to put together a brilliant show with Naysay. We're going to talk about this great conjunction. Is it a mutation? Is it a conflagration? Is it a... I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. On that note, anyone that streams out there, when you get that feeling that you don't know what you're talking about or you forgot what you were talking about, it usually means it's time for you to stop talking. The audience have decided about 2 minutes before you have that there's nothing else coming here. There's no more salient thoughts to be had. I'll be back in 9 minutes. I've got 9 minutes to put a show together. Can he do it? Well, you'll find out over on tfrlive.com or over on Discord. But until then, keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo. And enjoy the woo.